Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing good. Children, as you all are aware that we were doing adaptation in terrestrial habitat. Some of the terrestrial habitat we had discussed in our last class, that is your desert habitat, mountain region, then grassland or tropical rainforest or forest areas. So these are the different habitat which comes in terrestrial habitat only. All these will comes in terrestrial habitat only. Now as we were discussing about mountain regions, already we have finished with the adaptation in plants and animals that we will be finding in desert habitat. After that we had started with this mountain regions. Now a very high hill is called mountain. Then we found different. Although like in mountain region, everywhere we find it out snow. Heavy rainfalls they will be having. But still the plants, those who are living there, they must be facing the scarcity of water. Since water is present all over there in the form of snowfall. Water is not present in the form of that is liquid water, which is required for the process of photosynthesis. So water which is present is in the form of snow, which cannot be used directly. So they might, the plants those who are there in that mountain habitats or in mountain region, they are going to face scarcity of water. So how they are going to perform in such kind of environment, or how they are adapted to that. So the trees in mountain habitats are usually cone shaped. That is one of the things why that trees are cone shaped. Adaptation we will see, adaptation in plants, adaptation in plants, adaptation in plants. We are going to find it out. Those who are living in mountain region, first of all, the trees which we find it out that they are in conical shape. They are in such kind of a conical shape. So conical shape, they will be having conical shape. Conical shape they have, so that their leaves will not break. Cone shaped trees we will be finding, such kind of this cone shaped tree, and due to the weight of snow, their stems will not break down, and they does not allow snow to stick on their leaves. So cone shaped tree, that is one of the adaptation which is used by the plants, those who are living in that. So the trees in mountain habitats are usually cone shaped, having sloping branches. Sloping branches means such kind of a surface will be there. Now in this kind of a surface, if I put anything here, that will be goes down. Now the shape of the mountain trees make the rainwater and snow to slide off easily without damaging the branches and leaves. Without damaging the branches and leaves. Now number 2, first is very important, first adaptation, like most of the trees which we found in mountain region, they are cone shaped trees and they have sloping branches, which does not allow rainwater or snow to break the branches of the tree, that will slide it off from it. Now many mountain trees have small needle-like leaves. So to reduce the loss of water, they have needle-like leaves. When the leaves are quite smaller, they do not perform photosynthesis. So many mountain trees have small needle-like leaves, due to which these leaves lose very little water in windy conditions. Now this helps the mountain trees to survive in winter when all the soil water is frozen in the form of ice and not available to their roots. The needle-like leaves have a thick waxy layer. Again, thick waxy layer is also present. Thick waxy layer that is also present on that leaves. Thick waxy layer is also present, which reduce the loss of water, which does not allow water or snow to stick on their surface through transpiration and to protect them. Now to reduce the loss of water through transpiration and protect them from damage of rain and snow. Now broad-leaved trees found on mountains and shed their leaves before the onset of winter. Now in winter only we will be facing this snowfall problem. So broader leaves, the plants which we find it out in which we found in hilly areas, those who have broader leaves, they shed off their leaves before winters. Since in winters only we have maximum of rainfall or maximum of snowfall, so before that only they are going to shed their leaves. Now the broad-leaved trees found on mountain shed their leaves before the onset of winter. Now this prevents such trees from losing water from their leaves and helps in their survival. During winter, when all the water in soil is frozen and hence not available to the roots of the plants. So that is the common adaptation. First, that is cone-shaped trees. We are going to find it out. Needle-like leaves we have, then thick waxy layer which is present on the leaves. Okay, now adaptation in animals, we will see that those who live in mountain region. So adaptation in animals, those who lives in mountain region. Basically we find it out yak or sheeps in these areas, or a mountain goat also, which is quite big in size. So adaptation in animals. Now the animals, those who live in mountain habitats, first of all they have thick fur, thick layer of skin which help them to protect from winter. Then they have furry hair which also help them to protect from heavy snowfall. And this shiny surface of their skin, they does not allow snowfall to stick on it. That will be fall from it. Now one of the most common adaptation found in all animals living in cold places like mountains is that they have thick skin or fur to protect them from cold environment. Now this is one of the adaptation which you find it out whether you are discussing yak or you are discussing mountain goat. In both you are going to find it out such kind of an adaptation, like adaptation of thick fur and skin, that is common to both. Now animals, those who are living in cold places like mountain, is that they have thick skin or fur to protect them from cold environment. Now next we are going to discuss here adaptation in animals. Now we are going to discuss about two, or not only two, we are going to discuss three animals, those who we find it out in mountain region, and these are important. Their adaptation is also important. So we'll do adaptation in yak first. Adaptation in yak. Yak is an important animal which we find out in mountain region. Now yak is a kind of a large ox which is covered with long silky hair Now yak lives on mountains where it is very cold. Yaks are adapted to live in the cold climate of the mountain as follows. Now yak have long hairs, and these long hairs on their body protect them from cold by keeping them warm. So that is one of the important adaptation which we will be finding in yak, that their body is covered with like hairs, which is these long hairs are very quite useful for protecting them from cold weather. Then adaptation in mountain goat, that we are going to find it out. Adaptation in mountain goat. Adaptation in mountain goat. Adaptation in mountain goat. Now mountain goat has to live in the cold climate of mountain as well as to run up the rocky slopes of mountain for grazing. A mountain goat is adapted to cold and rocky environment. They have long hair to protect it from cold and keep it warm. First. Number 2, that is mountain goat has strong hooves for running up the rocky slope of mountain for grazing it. And the hard and the rough feet of animals are called hooves. So here what we find it out, the mountain goats has long hair to protect it from cold and keep it warm. Then the mountain goat has strong hooves. Hooves means what? Their feet. They are so strong that they can easily climb to the hills. They can easily climb to the mountain. Very easily they can climb over it. Now adaptation in snow leopard. Number 3, adaptation after mountain goat, we have adaptation in snow leopard also. Snow leopard is also very common. Snow leopard is also very common in hilly areas. So adaptation after adaptation in yak and mountain goat, then snow leopard is also very important. Now snow leopard lives in mountain where snow is present. Now the snow leopard is adapted to live in extremely cold places having snow as follows. Now the snow leopard has thick fur on its body. This fur protects the snow leopard from cold and keeps it warm. Now the snow leopard has also fur on its feet and toes. This protects its feet from cold when it walks on the snow. So fur is present on their body as well as on their feet also. So they will be these fur which is present on the different part of their body. It will help them to walk easily in the snow, and they can walk on the snow. Number 2, the snow leopard has a thick layer of fat beneath its skin for insulation. Now thick layer of fat is working like a insulation. Then number 3, the snow leopard has a rounded body and small ears to keep the body surface area to a minimum. Now this reduces the heat loss for the body of snow leopard. Now the snow leopard has big feet to spread the weight on snow and prevent it sinking into soft stone. So these are like first, leopard has a rounded body and small ears to keep body surface area to minimum. This reduces the heat loss from their body. Then the snow leopard has big feet to spread the weight on snow and prevent it sinking into the soft snow. So it will also prevent them to not into sink inside the snow. They can snake, like they can easily walk over that. So snow leopards are also having such kind of a body structure or such kind of a that is adaptation which help them to survive in that such kind of a cold weather. And these adaptation not only in snow leopard, we will finding it into a certain more animals those who are living in that mountain regions. So this adaptation in snow leopard is very important, like they have their body is not going to interact with the outer environment. So less body will be comes in the contact with the outer environment, and that will reduce the loss of water. That is quite useful. Then the snow leopard has big feet to spread the weight of snow and prevent it sinking. So small body they have, and they are going to divide their weight all round. All round they are going to divide their weight, and which help them to prevent them from sinking inside the snow. And they can easily make a grip over the snow, they can sit over the snow, and then they can move. Thick layer of fat is present in their body which help them to provide energy to their body as well as make their body warmer also. And it will also help them to, like the fur which is present in feet and toes, they will also help them to walk in the snow. They have their body ability to keep their body warm, and then it will not harm them in any of that way. So there are certain adaptation of mountain region that we have seen, that there are certain adaptation of mountain region, and very important mountain habitat means in India also you will be finding these hilly areas on certain places. So animals, those who are living over there, they must be having such kind of an adaptation. Plants, those who are living in this mountain region, they must have that such kind of adaptation which help them to survive. So here we were doing terrestrial habitat, in this we were doing mountain region. We have done adaptation in plants like pine tree, oak tree, different trees, those who have needle like leaves they have, which reduce to loss the water. Then adaptation in animals, those who are living in mountain region, like adaptation in yak we have seen, adaptation in mountain regions we have seen. So adaptation in snow leopard also. Snow leopard is also very common in hilly areas. You might have heard about them, that snow leopard is quite often find it out. Now they don't able to climb over the pine tree or oak trees, since they are not so strong. They are quite of less ability to catch that, like they have in small, like they are very weak trees which cannot carry loads. So they do not climb over the pine trees, they do not climb over the oak trees. So that is adaptation of snow leopard, that is very common. Adaptation in snow leopard, this is very common. And adaptation in yak and in mountain goat. So that we have seen. Now children next we have forest or grassland. Now here we are going to discuss about tropical rainforest, which is very common in India. Indian tropical rainforest, we are going to discuss about it. Or grassland, open grasslands also, which is very common in our country, that also we are going to discuss in the next terrestrial habitat, that we will discuss. Now the different animals, those who are living in grassland, and how they fed on each other, how what kind of a environment they have which help them to feed each other. Like lion, if lion is living in grassland, then how lion is finding its food in that grassland, and the other animal, those who live over there, how they will be getting sufficient food in that area. So that we will be discussing next. So,
X. Okay, now let's discuss habitat of few more animals that we are going to find it out. So here you can see a picture of a polar bear, those who are living in polar region. Polar region, they were surviving in polar region. Lot many habitat or lot many adaptation of camel we have seen, which is very useful for camel to survive in desert habitat. Now see this, these are the certain pictures like these, that is a picture of polar region, that is north pole as well as south pole. So you might have seen a polar bear, or you have not seen but you read about it, that the polar bear, those who were living in these polar region, whether in north pole or in south pole, they have very cold weather over there. But how or what will make them to survive? Again, this adaptation only will work for them. Or if I'll talk about the mountain region, again the snow leopard which is living in mountain region, or the yak which is living, mountain goat, those who are living in uh, mountain region, how they'll be able to survive in that? First, they have thick fur, furry hair, which keep them away from the cold weather. They kept their body warm, and they are not going to work with that they're not going to work with the polar region. They are living in polar region, and they'll be finding that how they are going to keep their body warmer. Then what next we have, that is, next we have one of the thing, that is their body do not get cold in that such kind of a cold weather also, since they have thick furry hair which does not allow the warmth of their body to come out from it and keep their body warm inside it. And then they do camouflage. Camouflage is what their ability to mix up with the surrounding. If they'll be finding that there is some anything like which is not good for them, they hide them in their surrounding only. Camouflage, mainly which was done by the animal, those who are living in grassland area. Not only grassland area, this camouflage is a adaptation which is doing by the animals, those who are living in other habitat also. So here few more habitat which you can see: snowy habitat, then grassland, tropical rainforest also we will be finding, then dry lands also, desert lands also. These are the certain habitat, and there are certain reason or certain different adaptation which help them to uh, survive in that particular habitat. Now, animals adaptation in grassland. What is the adaptation which is used by animal in grassland? So some animals are very small, such as mice. Now here grassland we are going to discuss about all those animals, those who are living nearby, and how do they survive. Now some animals are very small, such as mice, dogs, snake, lizards, and insects. Now these animals can hide easily in the grasses. Now there are also large animals such as elephants, lions, zebras, giraffes, cheetah, etc. So if I am discussing here grassland, so grassland, in grassland we find it out certain small animals also and certain huge animals also. And what are the different adaptation they use to survive in grassland, that also we will be going to see. Now there are certain animals like mice, dogs, snake, lizard and insects. Now these animals can hide easily in the grasses. There are also large animals such as elephants, lions, zebras, giraffes, cheetah, etc. Now these animals are too large to hide in the grasses. So they protect themselves in other ways, such as by speed or camouflage. Just now I have taken this term, that is camouflage. Now some animals like elephant, giraffes and rhinos are so large that predator cannot easily attack a healthy adult. So there are certain animals, those who are living in that area, which are not got caught by the other animals easily. So but there are some animals like which are very small, which can be easily caught by their predators. So they do camouflaging or camouflage to try them to hide in their surrounding, and they will be behaving like they'll be changing their color, or they are hiding. Like if I'll talk about deer, so deer is the skin of deer is like of grasses which are present in grassland. So that deer is hiding in the grassland only. Because of that same color they can easily hide them in that grassland, and which help them a lot to protect them from their predators. Now many animals, those who live in large group, certain more animals, those who live in large group and easily, like if I'll talk about that is zebras, they were living in large group. So it is not easy for the predator to attack them. Then this gives protection from predator. There are more eyes to spot danger, and strong members surround them itself. So they will be having some of the strong members, those who keep on an eye on certain other animals to find it out that yes, there is some danger is there, or certain things like that, that how they can be spotted or how they can protect from it. So animal adaptation in grassland, different animals we find it out in grassland, and they have different type of adaptation to survive in that grasslands. So here we have done about different habitat. We have done about desert, and then we have done the different adaptation in different, like in terrestrial habitat I have told you that we will be discussing desert as well as mountain, and then tropical rainforest or grasslands also. So grassland, again you can find it out that some animals are very small like this, they will be using different type of adaptation. They will live in burrows, but large animals, they don't require to live in burrows, since they are not easily attacked by, and different animals, they live in groups. So these are the certain adaptation which were used by animals, those who live in different areas or in different type of places, like, so that is their adaptation. So children, with this we have finished with the adaptation of terrestrial habitat. Terrestrial habitat we have finished with it, and now we are going to start next with our aquatic habitat. So that's all for today children. Have a good day.